What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. 2022. Last year, Vince McMahon retired from WWE. Allegations were pointing towards him. It was a bad look going on for the company, and he was advised that he should step down. Then his daughter and Nick Khan became the co-CEOs of WWE, and his son-in-law Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, Papa H, whatever you want to call him, became head of creative.
I remember when I was younger, I used to think his name was Levesque.
Yo, Sadie, I never thought it was Levesque. I always thought it was like Lewandowski or something like that, like Paul Lewandowski. Like I used to think that. I'm glad you brought it up. I used to think that all the time.
I was like, yeah, you got Paul Levesque and you got Phil Brooks. I was like,
I think I just found out 5-6 years ago. They almost said Levesque. I was like, oh, okay. So that's.
I was definitely still confused for a little minute after I even knew it was Levesque. I was like, but the S and the all right.
Yeah, but ain't there a V or something? Well, anyway. He took over head of creative, and for 6 months in WWE there has been a drastic change. I'm not sitting here saying that Triple H is without failures. I'm not saying Triple H didn't make no mistakes, but I'm just saying. But you can tell the overarching turn of the company just has been a breath of fresh air. The morale is up. The stocks have risen. Okay, there have been great sales and pay-per-views and everything. Everything has been looking really, really good so far for the company alone. So now it's like we flip-flopping from AEW, WWE. Like we're actually having some good competition going on here. But then come the clock strike midnight. 2023 comes. 6 days into 2023. Now we get a report of Vince McMahon wanting to come back to the company. Now, before that, there was talks about that in December, and everybody was just like, okay, well, with all this stuff coming on, he really just can't just up and come back. But in reality, he can, because he's not like gone. But I'm just saying, but he, owns most of the shares in the company. He has, like the most power when it comes to board and decisions. So he made a power play, and everybody was sitting there like, well, how can Vince come back and do all this kind of stuff like that? Because he has made a power play to bring himself back in the company. Now there have been the people that's on the board have advised him back in December that he should not come back. Okay. And say that it would not be in the company's best interest on any circumstances that he returns. But there's ego. Now, before we get deeper into this, I have my wife, the greatest sketch, joining in on us, because I am glad that she's here for this also, because when it comes to talking about Wall Street, stocks, business, and any other kind of shit like that, I need a big yellow book with the drawing on there, with the warheads drawn on there for dummies. Okay, because I don't know anything about this stuff. So the greatest sketch lady sketch.
Hello. I think you're giving me too much credibility here, but
I can't give you too much credibility because Prime, I don't know if you know all the stuff about stocks and stuff like that also, do you?
No.
Exactly. So, we ain't trying to be on here sounding dumb. So
I mean, listen, I don't know everything, but I don't know. The first thing I thought, without all the technical speak and everything else, this is definitely giving me, if I can't have it, nobody can energy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is for everybody out there. I don't look. This all trickles down to one thing. I don't care what anybody says out there, because they know. And whoever the apologists are, or the Vince McMahon apologists, whoever want to make excuses for this guy, it comes down to one thing: ego. This is all about Vince McMahon's ego.
Yeah.
That is it. And he is going there and he's taking on his company. He came out with, Chubbs, who used to be on the channel, sent me the document of the effective immediately of Vince McMahon coming out and coming back on there, and it was saying effective immediately, like Vince is coming back along with two board members of named Michelle Wilson and George Barrows that he had fired in 2020 before the pandemic. Reason for firing those two is because they were not in agreement of selling the WWE network when they had the whole network, and Vince wanted to go and take it over to
going back and getting some folks that you fired because you need some allies. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's how it happened. And then so when Nick Khan was on board with the sell, and that's how they got it over to Peacock, and those two were fired. Now they're brought back, and now they removed 3 board members that was currently there. They had Alan Wexler, Joellen Lewis Dillon, and Jeffrey Speed were removed. So now
I think they said those are the ones that was doing the investigation or something like that. I think.
Yeah,
that would be.
So, that's funny.
And now I see why they advised him that it wouldn't be in anybody's best interest, because that's a conflict of interest if I ever seen one.
Yeah.
Sir, what?
That, you know, that's because let's see, it's still the beginning of this whole thing, because this is going to be the first 6 months of 2023 is going to be crazy.
But see, you start getting messy, you're playing with your own money now, because then what happens when the stocks drop again? And because you are out here, leading with your ego instead of your pockets.
We'll see. Yeah. So Vince McMahon's claim is that he needs to come back for the negotiation for their television rights and for the potential sale. Yeah. Then of course you've seen the stocks up at Wall Street jump up. I think the last time it was checked, or I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. It was like $89 a share. Mm-hmm. I think so. Now people say, well, you know, Vince coming back got nothing to do with that jump. The talk of a sale. The sale was the. It has. Vince coming back would probably honestly would have made it drop, if it wasn't disclosed that he was doing this because he wanted to sell. Yes. Now they also have their television rights deal. That is their media rights negotiations coming up with USA, and what things going to be. Now, to talk about a potential sale, and we never know who the buyers are going to be, you know, that can be changes for wherever it happens with like Raw, Smackdown, NXT, where this stuff is going to be at, and him wanting to be there for that to try to, you know, to bring negotiation to get the best possible deal, whatever the case may be, and then of course, you know, for the sale of the company. That's what he's claiming he wants to be back for. Nobody is stupid. Exactly. Okay? Nobody is that stupid. Because even
Let me tell you the conversation I had with my cousin, right?
Okay, sure.
Because he was like, we was talking. I was like, that boy back? He was like, yeah. And then we were just, you know, talking. And then he was like, so, yeah, you know, dang, you know they ain't gonna hurt nothing, right? I'm like, what you mean? He's like, oh, well, he already said they put in place that Triple H is in command and Nick Khan. I was like, you really think Vince McMahon is going to apply to that? And he said, yeah. I'm like, you really think Vince McMahon gonna apply that? He was like, yeah. I'm like, you've been watching Vince McMahon your whole life, and you think he is gonna apply to the rules that he set? He was like, yeah, that ain't gonna change nothing. He just there to sell it. I'm like,
okay.
All right, if you didn't believe that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
If you believe that, I got an ocean, and I will sell you. Because what?
Yeah.
Like, what
because,
are you talking about?
This thing is deeper than what happened because back in December, what was it? Brandon Trustin of WrestleNomics tweeted the correspondence between Vince McMahon and WWE. This is back in December, and that featured McMahon asking
First of all, let's not act like December was a few months ago. Come on now.
Last month,
10 days ago.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Yes. Featured McMahon, he was trying to return to the board, and the board insisting against the move. Now, remind you, Stephanie, Nick Khan, and Triple H is on this board.
Yeah.
And it said, okay, the board alludes to shareholder demand letter that the board sue Vince for payment of investigation expenses.
Absolutely.
Vince decided that he would pay what the insurance didn't cover, and nothing more. Then the board asked Vince to sign a letter saying he won't come back to WWE and that he will repay the company in exchange for the board agreeing that they won't sue him. That was a unanimous decision by the board. That means your daughter signed off on that. That means your son-in-law signed off on that. That also means the co-CEO that you brought in, Nick Khan, signed off on that also.
So you think it was at Christmas and he was like, so I can't get back in the company? It was like, I mean, it's loopholes. He was like, oh, loopholes. Tell me all the loopholes.
Look, ain't no Christmas. Vince McMahon ain't spent Christmas with nobody but his technical mistress in years, probably. Let's be honest.
No. Look, we know how we all on this podcast know how families go, and families, they spend time Christmas, but they ain't saying nothing. You know,
I'm not going with that.
He don't know. He going to see the grandkids. He gonna go see the grandkids. Oh, Pop come. Yeah. Oh yeah. We can go there. Pop. You know what I'm saying? Now, Triple H is over there in the corner with his Metallica shirt on, just like, you know what I'm saying? But, you're my dad-in-law. I almost died getting mad at you the first time. So, we ain't going to do this.
That's horrible.
But so, when they gave him that letter back, Vince responded on December 31st. Just so you know, he said, okay, when the clock strikes New York, just so you know what's going to happen. He said, unless I have direct involvement and input as executive chairman from the outset, I will not be able to support or approve any media rights deal or strategic transaction.
That's wild to me. He's just like, so y'all finna let me in or ain't gonna be no TV? Can you imagine? Let me back in or ain't gonna be no USA.
That's some small dick energy right there.
That is definitely some small dick energy.
I'm sorry, that is some small dick energy. That is some small dick energy right there.
Oh, that's funny.
And that's what he basically said, because now I understand, because first of all, he would in a sale of regards or media rights with TV, he would be still involved in that kind of thing anyway, maybe, or even overlook it or something like that. But now to even say, well, now I won't even be a part of it, or I won't even support it or sign off on it because I'm not back there with the boards, I was like, oh, that's the game you're playing right now.
Man, that's actually pretty funny. If I'm being completely honest, like he was just like, that's why I'm like, bro, this gotta be nothing more than ego. If I can't have it, you can't have it. Because why would you still are a majority shareholder. You lose out on money too.
Several companies are believed to be suited for WWE purchase, including Comcast, Fox, Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, Netflix, Amazon.
I saw Viacom. They own everything else anyway, so why not?
Viacom be on that shit on the low. Like, I don't even be knowing they be on this shit until you be like, "This, Viacom on that, right?"
Yeah, where you start seeing shows from other networks overlap, and you're like, I don't even know. They own like all the music networks.
Yeah, my boy Brian is doing work. This man said, "Yeah, I'm gonna just buy everything." Or combine them. I think he combines them. I don't think he buys them. I think he combines them.
But now, with that power play, now he's back on there. Board members have left, and now he brings back these board members, which is obviously going to be there in his favor. It's like he walked through the back door, but once he gets to the main floor, and he starts sniffing that wind again, he never wants to die in the first place. So this is Dark 4, and there are still said to be other allegations out there that could potentially damage WWE, not just Vince McMahon. WWE.
This is the part that I'm just like, I really think, because we were just talking about this earlier. There are some folks who are really stuck in a certain day and age where he is of the mind that he's gotten away with so much over the years that this all will just go away. That's the thing, because it's a mudslide. Once one thing comes out, then all the other things that you either swept under the rug, or because everybody, oh, well, why didn't it say? Some of these things that are coming out now are not things that were not heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
We heard, like, they came out, they either got swept under the rug or nobody paid them any attention because of the time that it came out. So stuff will just keep coming out. And I'm like, well, then what happens when something does come out, if it's damning enough that you didn't want to come back to approve a sale? What if you get to the point where you working out this big sale with somebody and they're like, well, we don't really want to be bothered because
first of all, Saudis got first dibs, so I mean,
yes, I did see that. Somebody was like, the Saudi Arabia government was in the running. I said, all right, bro.
No, they have the first dibs. That's their contract that they signed. They said if there was ever to be a sale, we have first dibs. We give you first option to pay.
You gotta ride that. I think they gotta ride. Don't they have to ride out that contract? What is it? 10 years? Is it 10 years?
Yeah, they did. They did like 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah, I think we halfway through that. However, I still think that it may just be NBC.
Yeah, probably. That's the most likely.
I don't know.
Because
Saudis got a lot of money. Saudis got a lot of money.
They do, but
if Saudis can bring back Shawn Michaels at retirement, I mean, that's a lot of money. That's all I'm saying.
You want to talk about taking a stock?
Mm-hmm.
You won't tank the stock if you do some mess like that.
That's all. What I'm saying. Now,
you think Vince gonna care about WWE while he in his beach house?
That's
if he still got one.
So
he gonna have one. He sold to the Saudis. He gonna make sure.
He said, my return will allow WWE as well as any transaction counterparts to engage in these processes, knowing
who said this?
Vince.
Vince did not break. Vince
of
course. What would be wrote?
I'm about to say his PR team wrote all this because they clicking all the right buttons right now. They clicking all the right buttons.
Ain't no way.
Because he also said that he knows that Stephanie and Triple H and the current management is there, and he's not there for going into any kind of management or looking that stuff over. And I'm just like, you have got to be kidding me.
Where is that meme of Omar Epps, where he be looking at the camera like, with the lips like, you know damn well. Sir, are we stupid? Do you think we're stupid?
This brings very scary for the talent.
Absolutely.
For the people that Triple H has brought in back to work. I'm talking about working behind the scenes and things like that. This is some really scary stuff, to the point I was just like, hey, you really need to be focused by this, and whatever other kind of allegations or anything that's still pending or that they still got going on, or some others that they find out that may not even have to do with women. See, that's what I'm also saying. All these other allegations that they probably still got that can be damaging to WWE don't necessarily always have to be just about hush money to women.
No, because I don't think, because listen, look at all the stuff that's happened back in the day. Like, bruh, if somebody brings concrete evidence that they know for sure that Vince was aware that Jimmy Snuka killed that lady, and made it go away. Because it's like it's the worst kept secret in the business that he made this go away, and Jimmy Snuka likely, allegedly killed that woman.
Yeah.
But because we know. But if that comes out on top of something else, and then something else on top of that, and just that alone, and the allegations, anything else, you finna just push the tower blocks over. Like, what's because I just don't understand the way some people's mind works.
Mm-hmm.
This is your livelihood as well, because WWE could very well go after you. Since you decided you didn't want to come, you wanted to come back anyway, and you're gonna try and muscle your way in there and find a backdoor way in. If they decide to say, fuck it, we don't want to, you breached this contract we signed, or this agreement we signed, and sue you now got to pay them back. Then if you do something and some more allegations come out and the stocks tank again, and now you can't sell, then what? Or you try to sell and you don't get as much as you would have previously got for it, then what? I'm not saying he's gonna be destitute, but
this shit
who wants to have less money than they could have had?
This shit is going to get ugly.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be messy.
This man is going to war with his own company. This man is going to war with his own company. This is
special kind of
lethal dose of poison. Yo, that promo, which is still a great promo, has been playing all throughout the internet. And then when he turns his seat, it's not the NWO, it's a picture of him. That's my thumbnail. I was like, that is, I've already had the joint planned out. I already have that joint planned out. So now I get worried for the
Speaking of worried for the talent, that video I sent you was so funny with Tommy Davidson.
I had to break my rule one time for this. Pryor sent me a video of Tommy Davidson, and they said he
was on the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club, and then it was like when Vince McMahon walking to WWE, and Tommy Davidson was like, "Who these niggas?" Just talking about all the people that Triple H brought back, and there have been memes up all over the internet talking about when he see Bronson Reed, or when he go back and he see Tegan Knox and he go back and it was just like, or what was the one you sent me, a Cody, and then he was hugging somebody. It was like Vincent May talking to was it Gargano or something like that? Cody hugged him and he whispered in his ear, "I hope you fucking die." I was like, y'all is out here tripping.
The internet is undefeated, ruthless. Okay?
They're undefeated on this, but it's fun to laugh, it's fun to shrug, but seriously, this is about to get real ugly.
Oh yeah,
and it's about to get real ugly, and it's going to get even real ugly to the point because I don't think that they're going to go down without a fight.
Oh no.
And I like, okay, he bringing all his people in there. It's gonna be like, oh, hunky dory. Let's get a cell going. Let's share and stuff like that. And then he get a little sniff of that power back. Yes, he's gonna want to come in there. And if nobody else know it, his son-in-law know it.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Stephanie's gonna be like, cause that's still a dad. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick your family. But I know his son-in-law. He know that, and he like, yo, we gotta do something, because if this messes up the company, if this messes up a potential sale for the company, or any with stocks like that, especially when it comes to TV rights deal, because we see what's that could happen to Dana White.
Oh,
yeah, called for slapping his wife. Isn't that ironic? He slapping his wife. He slapping his wife, and then his show Power Slap got the lead.
Didn't they? They were slapping each other, wasn't they? If I'm correct, is that the story I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
The video came out and they was fighting. They was slapping each other. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to negate him slapping her. I'm just trying to make sure I'm remembering the story correctly.
Do y'all know his rule though?
What's Dana White's rule?
if you get caught slapping a woman, you're out of the UFC forever. There's no coming back from it. That's legit.
That's why Stephen A. Smith said he should go apply by his own rule. I was like, well, what was he talking about?
Yeah, that's just true. If you get caught hitting a woman, you're done forever. You're banned for life from UFC.
That is actually hilarious. Laughs and irony. What is?
He should follow his own rule. Oh, and like I said, and then by his show Power Slap.
Power Slap. What the fuck is that?
Remember? Okay.
By Will Smith.
Remember we see on and we see these big guys like just stand there taking these slaps.
That show. I never remember the name of that show. Was.
That's what the Power Slap thing is.
I had no idea what that show was.
And they come in with the power. They slap the shit out of each other.
Yes. Yes. The one with that man. I was like, he died and came back. And
yeah.
He died again. Yes. I've seen those clips. I had no idea that was his show, like his actual show.
Yeah.
And that's what the name of it was.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never known. But, bruh, all right. What the hell, man?
So,
why y'all out in public slapping each other?
I don't know, but I am very worried about. I'm very worried about talent. Like these next 6 months is going to be very crucial because people talk about.
What do you mean? You mean you don't want to see the return of Maswa and Masseuse?
Masseuse
win the title? You know, you don't want to see. I don't even know.
What, the 24/7 comeback to see Reggie, and Tozawa back in a karate outfit. Not even just.
You don't want to see for no reason at all Bobby Lashley change his name to Bob Bass. You don't want to see none of it.
I don't want to see.
You don't want to see Mia Yim change her name to Mention. Oh well, actually that already happened.
that already happened. Like I said, we can't win. We can't win them all on that one. But this is. If I was a talent, I'll be worried. I understand that Stephanie and Nick Khan put out a Zoom meeting to all the employees of the company, saying that with Vince coming back, that does not affect what we're doing here in management. And I'm pretty sure. Look, I understand they gotta go out there and say that, but you gotta
think. That's what they think.
Exactly. Okay. Like you can never work in these kind of businesses with billionaires and millionaires and not sit there and think that they won't sit there and turn on their own people. It's a cutthroat business. You can't sit there and think, and that way, as long as he gets back in the door, that's what he's going to be. That's what he's going to be coming for. As long as this man get back through the door, it's going to be a crazy 6 months. And they're talking about a potential sell in April, right at WrestleMania time. That could be huge. That could be huge if they was to find somebody and find a company, a sales company right there around WrestleMania time.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything will be up because WrestleMania is happening.
Yeah, I mean, for business purposes.
Yeah.
And it's like
you don't want to do it before though, because for creative purposes you may not want to do it before, but still.
Yeah, like we don't know how Raw and SmackDown and NXT or this company is going to look at the second half of 2023 going into 2024.
I just want to say,
and AEW's doing their TV rights deal this year also. So both these companies are looking for some money from some TV.
I just want to say, I remember not in the not so distant past, folks were so skeptical. Oh, Vince McMahon would never sell the company. Why would he do that? This is his baby. He built this from the ground up. Just because they sold it to sold the network to Peacock doesn't mean they want to sell the whole company. And I'm just sitting here like, that aged real well.
They have been modeling this. They have been sculpting this WWE for a sale ever since they started laying off 80 people in 1 year. 80 superstars. And I ain't just talking about the backstage employees and stuff like that. I'm talking about 80 superstars.
Oh, no. I agree. I've been saying it. I don't think it was just, we going to lay these people off because I don't like looking at them. I mean, but I can see that happening too.
Yeah.
But that is what you do. You start offloading things. Lighten it. lighten your expenses and your overhead. And you can get rid of what you're trying to get rid of or sell what you're trying to sell. But I vividly remember people on the internet arguing, talking about, oh, ain't no way he gonna sell this company. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, same thing. People saying he wouldn't retire, and guess what happened? And you know what? Whether his intention is just to sell it or not, he just wants to be back in. He wants to be back in what's going on. He wants to come to work.
Yes, he wants to have his ears to the ground and he won't be newsy. He won't be the newsy old lady.
Exactly. He the next thing you know, he could come in the gorilla position and lay ball that headset. Yeah, see. That's what's going to get. It's going to start like this, and the next thing you know, come February, we're going to start hearing reports.
Now, here's the deal, though. If y'all treat him like a regular shareholder, y'all should really treat him like one. He don't have employee access to a building because a shareholder's not an employee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can come, get your guest badge, go in certain places, be escorted by somebody, which would be hilarious to see. That's not going to happen. But I say they play this up.
They should.
Like, if you want to come to headquarters, you got to make an appointment, or is there a board meeting? Because people
like Michael Jackson treated his brothers like, you got to make an appointment, bro.
Because that's not how this usually works in any other organization. In my job, when the board comes or there's committees coming to meet for things, they don't just show up and have free reign of the building. But that's not. We all know that's not gonna happen.
For everybody out there who may be slightly ignorant, or even the trolls or people who may be legit happy to see Vince McMahon back, I'm just like, y'all
don't want it. Y'all keep playing, keep trolling if you want to. This shit'll implode.
Yes, and it's not going to be funny. It's just going to be the least bit funny, and I don't want that for anybody, for the talent, for what's going on right now. Like, you got to give Triple H a chance to, even, I'm not saying he's going to, but to fail on his own. Take this company, and like I said, everything's going up. And actually, I didn't get pissed off that they looked at the company and said, yo, with the numbers going up and everything, we really don't need you.
That probably is what did it. It's probably what sent him over the edge.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you mean to tell me that this company can thrive and I don't have to be involved?
Yeah.
How dare you all?
Like, it's thriving, it's fine. And honestly, we could have made the sales and the negotiations without you.
Yeah.